What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So we got some big news. So first off, shout out to Obscure Mouse, Chris, and all these other guys who have been doing this testing. I'm a one-man team for the most part. I actually am a one-man team. I do everything myself, but I've got amazing community behind me with you guys, of course, at the helm, helping me put out content when it's actually relevant. So this is a big one. If you guys know the last video I made about stats, we talked about the CP issue, so combat power issue. If you're below 1, your stats are completely nullified. Well, it looks like that might not be the case anymore, and I've had a couple testers come to me and show me their results, which I'm happy to do myself now. So we're going to show you guys how this works. So it looks like they actually did a fix. They just never put it in the notes. Sneaky. You got away with that one, but we have good news. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick little test, okay? So we're going to show you guys some testing, and I'm going to see if this is actually, in fact, working now. So first off, just so everybody's aware, we're going to look at some quick stats here. We're going to make this simple, okay? We're going to go with artifacts on. I'm going to go ahead and push. Only thing I'm going to change, actually, I'm going to change precision real quick. So let's just reset this, and then go to precision at 100%. So let's just put this to like whatever 100% is at this point. Let's just see if this goes 99. We want 99%. So we're gonna just try to close the gap here for precision. So there's not even a problem. Nothing we have to discuss. There we go, 99%. Okay, perfect. Precision's covered. Okay, we're good there. So now we're gonna get our crit hit rate to 50 or to 50%. So we'll get that 50% right there. I think maybe I don't need too much of it. I think this might be enough. Let's see, 50-50. Perfect. Okay, so we're good. We have 178% crit hit damage. So what the past was what was happening in the past was this bear, when you were in red or even 1 CP below, you would lose all of your crit. So we're gonna try that again in red. Okay, so we're gonna form this team. You guys can see here I have 154k. We're gonna remove the shadows. That should put me below the required amount, 133. I need to remove something else. So let's just remove this. We're gonna remove this sword. Okay. I'm going to have to raise my precision a little bit more, but that's fine. So we'll go equip. Actually, sorry, unequip sword. There, 109. So we're going to go back in here. We're going to raise our precision up to max, like whatever else I have. I'm just going to toss into precision. Okay, guys, doesn't matter. At this point, we just need it to work. Okay, so 111 in red. So now if we look at the stats, again, I should still be fairly maxed out. Yeah, perfect. Maxed out. Okay, now the test here is, does red affect crit damage? Now before, if you were in red or even 1 CP below, your crit rate went down to 5%, which was your base, and your precision went down to 75%. Now we're going to test this again in red, and we're going to do one step at a time. We're going to test in red, and then in white, and then in blue. Okay, we're going to see if it in fact is fixed. Okay, because a lot of these testers are saying it is actually fixed, and Netmarble might have done a little bit of a shadow buff without letting us know that they actually did it. So this is going to be our little test. So we know it's 50% crit damage right now and 99% precision. So we're going to make this easy. Just going to go basic attacks. Okay. Okay. First off, let's go ahead and do this for now. Okay. So you guys can see here in red, I am for sure not critting 50%. You guys can see that, right? So it looks like in red, the penalty still applies, okay? It still does apply. I think this is pretty straightforward. You guys can see it's more like 20% crit? Maybe even less. I'd say maybe 10% crit, right? You guys can see here, like the critting is happening, but it's very rare. Yeah, it's pretty rare. Okay, so in red, we can comfortably say the penalty still applies. Okay, so in red, you're still having a pretty hefty penalty here. See if this crits at all. Nope. Okay, so we know it's not working very well. And you can see my damage here, right? It's about 50% more. Actually, yeah, there seems to be a penalty for crit damage as well. Because if I'm doing 1,000 and then when crit damage applies, it's only doing 3,000. Looks like what's about a 25% to 30% penalty. Okay, good. We all got that. Okay. Now here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna exit this. I'm gonna raise my combat power just a bit, but right below the actual recommended. Because before, if you were 1 below, it would still affect it. Now we're gonna see if it actually does still affect it the same way. So let's go into here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just put a weapon on that will put us close to the white, but not above it by too much. Okay, so let's just go here. See if I can find a weapon here that'll get me close. Okay, we're in the white. Let's try this now, okay? We'll see now if crit actually applies. Now, I'm not going to get 70%, so the site's passive, A1 passive doesn't apply. We're not going to apply that at all. We're just going to see if my 50% is going to apply to this, okay? So we are about 20k below the power recommendation right now for this fight. Okay. You can see here, crits are still happening, but not at a 50% rate. Okay, if crits are happening, I'd say I mean, if I were to take an educated guess here without doing like the full analysis on it, looks like 35% of the time. Maybe even less. Maybe 25% of the time. Okay. Yeah, definitely not 50% of the time. You guys, but I'd say about 30% of the time. I'm still getting enough crits off here. You can definitely see the difference between red and a little bit below white. Yeah. So let's just say about 35% of the time. Definitely not 50%. That's for sure. Okay, now, next time. Let's just go back out. 151. Perfect. Okay, so that's about 2k less. Let's see now how it applies, okay?
자, 시작해볼까?
Alright, let's see. See what happens.
반격의 시간이다.
Okay, good start. That was 50% right there alone. Okay, much better. It's looking much better already. This so far, guys, is 50%. This is much better. Comfortably can say 50%. So now we're a lot closer to the recommended. So it looks like when you start closing that gap up, you in fact are getting better results. And I'd say this looks comfortably at 50%. Right? Look at that. And we haven't even activated. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say we haven't activated the scythe yet. I'll take this. I'll go back again. I don't want to activate the passive, but I think clearly it looks like the closer you get to the recommended, your stats actually end up normalizing. So I think this is a very, very good thing. We'll do one more test in the blue now and see what the difference is. Okay. Now the blue apparently should give you a damage increase as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Activate the weapon. Yes, I know. Poor bear, guys. I get it. Keep picking on the bear. Best target dummy in the game, though. Yeah, I'd say 50% for sure. For sure. Like, out of 6 hits, I'm hitting three of them at least. And again, there's some RNG involved always with crit, right? So sometimes you'll get 70%, sometimes you get 50%, but nonetheless, we're looking pretty good here, guys. So no damage penalty either. It looks like damage is back to normal as well, so that's normalized. All right, excellent. Excellent. Good. What I'm going to check here mostly is core damage. One second. We'll go back to get my crit core damage. I want to see something. Actually, you know what? We can even check. We'll do one of these. 7,000 normal. Or, sorry, 700,000 normal. We're going to check one with crit, okay? I just want to see if blue, how much blue gives you more in terms of power. Actually, you know what? I guess we'll start from the beginning. We'll do one more time. We're going to just check to see how much a crit damage without any extra buffs does with Westwind. And then we're going to try to see if blue actually maximizes. Now remember, I'm 99% precision, which means I'm going to be a max damage pretty much for the most part, except for that 1% that's missing. 559. 559. Okay, 559. Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. 559. We'll do one more here, guys.
재밌겠네.
Finish this. 147. Okay, 147, 559. All right, I'm gonna write that down. One sec there. 147, 1.47. 1.47. Crit. Crit. 559 non-crit. Okay. 2K below CP. Okay, let's try this out now, guys. Exit. We're gonna now go in the blue. All right, we're just gonna put a random unit in, and we're gonna end this up here. Okay, we're just gonna pick someone. It doesn't matter who's the team. There we go. So now we're actually no, we want to go in the blue. So let's see what happens if we put in I don't know, someone like Choi. Okay, now I'm in the blue. Now let's see the difference in damage, and we'll see if we get actually a bonus from being in the blue. So that might be the new way to go about it. If you can overpower by just raising your CP, that might be the new meta, right? So we'll see. $1.63. Okay, so that already is a bonus right there. Crit. And then we'll see if we can do a non-crit right now. Okay, so I'm going to retry. We might actually end up critting more. I think you actually end up critting more when you're in the blue. So you'll probably see even higher than 50%. So I might just end up getting crits the entire time while I'm here. So let's see what happens, which is not a bad thing. So that'll give us at least more numbers to play with. But I've done this already, so I know for a fact that there is an increase. So I'm not too worried about this. 590. So that's about a 40k increase. Great. Okay, let's do a few more numbers just to make it make sense for you guys. Again, I know there's an increase because I've done this already on my own, but it's just good to show you guys the proof, right? Okay, here we go. Let's avoid this. 586. You guys can see again, it's still higher, right? So retry again. So this is 586.
해볼까?
We just want to get another crit or two in, and I'll end the video. So, all in all, though, while I'm doing this, right, and you guys are seeing some numbers, they have in fact fixed the problem, which is great. 163. You guys can see here, right? So once again, very similar to the first one. So yeah, it definitely being in blue, right? So this is being in blue above CP. All right, there you guys go. So it's been fixed, I'm happy to say. So this is Payne. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Again, shout out to Obscure Mouse, Chris, and all these other testers who are doing this for me on the side as well. So now I have some validation on my end as well, plus theirs. And now you guys have some validation as well that it did in fact get fixed. I'm assuming it was like a shadow fix. They probably didn't admit this was broken plus crit damage was broken. But hey, you know what? At least at the end of the day, it's good and we're ready to go. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care. See you guys in the live stream actually in a few hours.